Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about sentence construction matters. In business, it is important to use full sentences or get your grammar right, both orally or in writing. Errors can lead to misunderstanding, confusion, and breakdown in communication. Incorrect punctuation or grammar can also lower your credibility as well as your organization's image. Now, let's look at some of the grammar terms. Number 1, noun. A noun is a name of a person, a thing, or a place. For example, chef, books, Tainan. Number 2, collective noun. A collective noun is a word used in the singular to express many individuals. For example, equipment, furniture, luggage. Number 3, verb. A verb is a word that expresses action or condition. For example, deliver, is, keep. Number 4, an initiative. An initiative is a verb form introduced by to. For example, to visit, to write, to order. Number 5, adjective. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. For example, small, full, regular. Number 6, adverb. An adverb is a word that gives more information about a verb. It also describes adjectives and other adverbs. For example, well, neatly, soon. Number 7, conjunction. Conjunction is a connecting word that links other words or groups of words together. For example, and, or, but, both and. Number 7, interjunction. An interjunction is a word that expresses exclamation. For example, ouch, whoa, gosh. Number 9, preposition. A preposition is a word that connects a noun and another part of the same sentence. For example, for, on, to. Number 10, pronoun. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. For example, we, you, there. Number 11, sentence. A sentence is a group of words that states a complete thought. For example, Sylvia is married. Wendy cried. Number 12. Subject. A subject is a person, a thing, or a place that you are speaking about. For example, the consultant charged a fair price. Sex and the City is a popular TV show. The consultant and Sex and the City are both subjects. Number 13. Clause. A clause is a group of words that includes a verb and forms part of a sentence. There are two types of clause. One is independent clause, the other is dependent clause. The independent clause expresses a complete thought. It can stand alone. For example, where is my shirt? The dependent clause does not express a complete thought. It cannot stand alone. For example, after the seminar has finished, when the time was up, that's refresh 1. How do nouns, verbs, and adjectives and other elements come together and become sentences that make sense? Number 1. Peter kicking the ball. Number 2. Jane smiles. Number 3. The horses hissed. Number 4. The baby goats hop around always. Number 5. The music band played the old song and the new ones. Number 6. Facing the unknown takes courage. Number 7. An ideal sentence length are thought to be 12 to 15 words. Number 8. Some sentences will need to be a little longer, but short ones is always best. Subject and verb agreement. The first rule in English language is to get your sentence structure right. A sentence is a group of words containing a complete expression, thought, or idea. It must contain a subject and a verb. Let's look at two sentences. The manager needs your report urgently. Here in the sentence, the manager is the subject, needs is the verb. Sylvia and Diego were married today. In this sentence, Sylvia and Diego are two subjects. Were married is a conditional verb. In the longer sentence, the subject and verb may not be next to each other. Let's look at the sentence. The file containing the important documents was found on Jane's desk. Here in the sentence, the file is the subject. Was found is the verb. Let's look at another two sentences. The use of computers in homes has increased a lot in recent years. Here in the sentence, the use of computer is the subject. Has increased is the verb. The last sentence. Communication between people in different countries has speeded up with email. In this sentence, communication is the subject. Has speeded up is the verb. Let's refresh too. Do the subject agree with the verbs in the following sentences? Answer the following right or wrong questions. Put yes when the subjects agree with the verbs, or no when they do not. Number 1. The typhoon that hit the island yesterday was veered off to the Pacific Ocean. Number 2. The employees who work in the company are off today. Number 3. The students are writing a business letter now. Number 4. The children who are looking out of the window was waiting for the school bus. Number 5. The 7 cats, seeing their master come home, meow in a loud voice. Punctuation, comma. Use commas to separate words or phrases in the list. Would you like a gold, gray, white, or black trim on your new car? Writing well takes time, effort, and a lot of hard work. It is not necessary to put a comma before the final N, although in the US it is common to do so. Use a comma to separate adjectives qualifying the same noun. Please send us a large self-addressed envelope. I enjoy the warm, humid climate in Singapore. Use a comma to separate two clauses that are joined by a coordinating conjunction, such as but, or, yet, so, and, or nor. The expansion of our business is a long-term project, and we need an efficient management consultant to help us. John has the necessary qualifications, but Dave has more experience. I believe this candidate has the relevant qualifications, and he also has considerable past experience. Note: in a short sentence where the ideas in the clauses are closely related, you might leave out the comma. In a longer sentence, you might put in the comma so that the reader can better absorb what he or she has read so far. Use commas to create parentheses where something is inserted that either expands on the main sentence or qualifies part of it. For example, Mandy Lane, my secretary, will contact you soon to make an appointment. In this sentence, Mandy Lane works as a secretary in my company. Another example, I need Mark and possibly Doreen as well to help with this project. In this sentence, I may need the assistance of Mark as well as that of Doreen. Unfortunately, this rule causes problems. For example, James, our vice president, has left the company. In this sentence, the writer is telling James that their vice president has left the company. James, our vice president, has left the company. Here, the writer is telling someone else that James, who is the vice president, has left the company. Use commas to separate phrases and clauses to make your message easier to read. For example, we have 5 models, each with its own special features. Although I agree with the points you mentioned, I would like clarification on various issues. Apostrophes in contraction. Contractions. In formal business letters, we would write, I will be visiting Beijing next month. When speaking, we would say, I'll be visiting Beijing next month. So it makes sense to use contractions like this in email writing. An apostrophe is used to indicate the missing letters or sounds. For example, I'm, his, your, don't, haven't, wouldn't, it, will, whose. Note: if you have difficulties with the apostrophe, you're not alone. Let me try to make this simple for you. Many people find it difficult to determine when to use its or its. It is a contraction that is always short for it is or it has. It's very tough working out where to put the apostrophe. The cat's whiskers are on either side of its face. It's very amusing when you see a little puppy chasing its tail. Apostrophes in possession. Possession. When the owner is singular, we indicate possession by using an apostrophe followed by the letter S. For example, the participant's letter, the director's office, the girl's bicycle. When the owner is plural, we indicate possession by putting an apostrophe after the final S. For example, the participants' letters, the director's meeting, the girls' bicycles. When a word is plural without the letter S at the end, then we simply add the apostrophe and S, as in these examples. For example, child's toy, children's toys, man's coat, man's coat, geese story, the people's pharmacy. Apostrophes in other situations. We don't need apostrophe in the plural form of numbers and dates. For example, the 1920s, the Roaring Twenties. We don't need apostrophe in possessive pronouns. For example, his, hers, its, ours, yours, theirs. When names end with the letter S, either use is acceptable. James' wife or Jane's wife, Douglas car or Douglas car, Iris report or Iris report, my boss office, my boss office. You don't need apostrophes when making plurals from capital letters. For example, Mary learned her ABCs today. That's refresh 3. In the following, can you tell which sentences are right and which are wrong? Mark a circle or a check. Number 1. Peter learns the ABCs book every day. Number 2. James' parents are Japanese. Number 3. The children's toys are made in Taiwan. Number 4. They left quickly. They did not eat anything for lunch. Number 5. Her brothers has recently passed the difficult exam.